That's right, Tyrannosaurus Rex. And we're going to learn about him today. So that's what dinosaurs look like in cartoons. But have you ever wondered what a real dinosaur looked like? A dinosaur that lived millions of years ago? Let's learn some facts about dinosaurs. The word dinosaur means terrible lizard. But they weren't lizards at all. You know what a lizard looks like. The dinosaurs were reptiles, and the biggest dinosaurs weighed over 100 tons, and the smallest one was about the size of a duck. Even though the dinosaurs are extinct, there are animals still around today that are related to the dinosaur, like the alligator and the crocodile. Like dinosaurs, alligators and crocodiles are reptiles. Female dinosaurs may have been good mothers in the same ways that living female crocodiles are good mothers. The fossil nests of some dinosaurs have been discovered, and these show that some dinosaurs buried their eggs in sand to keep them warm, as crocodiles do. When the eggs hatched, the dinosaurs may have helped the young to break the shells, as crocodiles often do. And they may have carried their babies in their mouths, as crocodiles do, to protect them from predators. Similar to the dinosaur, the scales in this reptile are bony plates that look like spades in the deck of playing cards. The skin is thick and covered with tough material, which was probably used as an insulation against the weather. Some people think that dinosaurs were just like lizards and other reptiles living today, such as the snake and the turtle. But this is not true. Some dinosaurs were probably very different from today's reptiles. For one thing, all living reptiles are cold-blooded. They depend on the heat in the air around them to warm their bodies so they can move. They can be active during the heat of the day, but they must stop moving when it gets cold at night. Scientists have found evidence that some dinosaurs were warm-blooded, like today's mammals. Mammals make heat inside their bodies so they can move around during the day and at night. There are several reasons why scientists think that some dinosaurs may have been warm-blooded. One reason has to do with dinosaur bones. Some of the bones have canals in them that are very similar to the canals found in the bones of warm-blooded mammals. Reptiles don't have such large canals. Elephants are also related to the dinosaurs. Although elephants may appear to be the largest animal known to man today, they were nothing compared to the dinosaurs. Tyrannosaurus rex, and was the greatest flesh eater of all times. When Tyrannosaurus rex went hunting, it stalked along, taking steps that measured nearly 14 feet each. Its tiny arms were held bent against its chest, and its huge jaws were open in a grin that showed its wicked teeth. A grin as terrible and menacing as the snarl of a hungry tiger. Here comes another monster of the past. Only a well-armed dinosaur like this Triceratops would fight back against Tyrannosaurus rex. The Triceratops' sharp horns sometimes enabled it to emerge victorious. He was a peaceful vegetarian until attacked. Since we know for sure that Triceratops fought others of its own kind, we can be sure it would have fought just as savagely to defend itself from any flesh eater that attacked it, and chances are that such fights did take place. For Triceratops lived at the same time and in the same place as the biggest flesh-eating animal of all, the terrible Tyrannosaurus rex. Tyrannosaurus rex was twice as big as Triceratops, twice as long and twice as tall. But Triceratops had an edge in weight, and it also had those wicked horns. Tyrannosaurus rex may well have hesitated to pit itself against Triceratops unless it was made reckless by hunger. Of course, there were probably times when Tyrannosaurus rex was the victor in such a battle, times when Triceratops was too young or too old to put up enough of a fight to save itself. But these fights were probably rare. What did the dinosaurs eat? Some were plant eaters, like the Plateosaurus. Others were flesh eaters, like the Tyrannosaurus rex. There were dinosaurs with webbed feet like ducks, and dinosaurs with nostrils on top of their heads, and dinosaurs with huge fins on their backs, and some with horns on their faces, and some dinosaurs with 2-ounce brains in a 2-ton body. And they all lived between 200 million and 70 million years ago, during the age of reptiles. The main thing that makes dinosaurs so different from the reptiles we have today is the way their bodies were constructed. Almost every reptile today, except snakes and legless lizards, walks on 4 legs. But the first dinosaurs were all 2-legged animals that walked and ran on their back legs like we do, and they used their smaller front legs like we use our arms. Even the 4-legged dinosaurs were only 2-legged animals that walked on all 4s because their bodies were too big for only 2 legs to carry. It took millions of years for 2-legged dinosaurs to turn into 4-legged dinosaurs. Remember that dinosaurs didn't all live at the same time. Dinosaurs lived millions of years apart from other dinosaurs. How did we know that dinosaurs existed if they lived millions of years before man and they're not here anymore? We learned everything we know about dinosaurs from fossils. Fossils are things that have been preserved in stone, and we can learn about the plants and animals from these fossils. The dinosaurs walked in mud, and the footprints hardened and turned into stone. And the scientists found these footprints that have turned into stone, and they can tell the dinosaur walked and the size of their feet, and if they walked on 2 legs or 4 legs, and if they ran and how fast. Many dinosaur bones and skeletons have been found, and the scientists can tell you how big they were, how much they weighed, what they ate, what they saw, what they smelled. Even dinosaur eggs were found, and that's how dinosaurs were born. The dinosaurs that ate plants had small teeth and were called herbivores. The carnivores had rows and rows of huge teeth, and they ate meat. Sometimes they ate other dinosaurs. The longest dinosaur measured 1/3 the length of a football field. Tyrannosaurus rex means king tyrant lizard. A tyrant is someone who rules others and has control over them. This fits the description of Tyrannosaurus rex, all right. It's scary to look at the skeleton of the Tyrannosaurus rex. It stalked its prey on its powerful hind legs, and scientists believe that this animal could have run faster than 30 miles an hour. The Tyrannosaurus rex was one of the biggest and most powerful meat-eating animals that ever existed, and the most terrible killer as well. Tyrannosaurus rex, when standing upright, was about 20 feet high. A big man would only come up to its knee. It was many times bigger than an elephant and weighed 7.5 tons. The claws on Tyrannosaurus' 3-toed feet were about 8 inches long. Its large head was almost 5 feet long, and its teeth were 1 inch thick and 6 inches long. They were pointed and sawtoothed like a saw. Tyrannosaurus rex had very short arms and had 2 fingers on each hand. The upper arm bone was massive and powerful, and the lower arm bones were very short. This fierce giant reptile was definitely the king of all the animals in the old world, and any animal that got in its way was going to get attacked by the Tyrannosaurus rex. It must have taken a lot of meat to keep that huge body going, so the Tyrannosaurus rex must have spent almost all its time hunting for food. It must have filled its stomach, then laid down and went to sleep, then got up and was hungry again, so it had to go out hunting once more. Tyrannosaurus lived in North America, and there was a different king, Tyrannosaurus, that lived in Mongolia. The Tyrannosaurs had a large variety of animals from which to kill. There were many different kinds of dinosaurs. Some of them could fight really well, and other dinosaurs were easy to kill. Some of the dinosaurs were protected with a coat of armor, and some of the dinosaurs swam in deep water, and the Tyrannosaurus rex couldn't get at them. The easiest animals were the duck-billed dinosaurs. They were big, but they were pretty helpless. They were about 30 feet long and very plump, so they were an easy meal for the Tyrannosaurus rex. The Tyrannosaurus rex took steps that measured about 15 feet long. Most scientists believe that the Tyrannosaurus was not very fast and that a lot of other dinosaurs could outrun it and get away. But heaven forbid if the Tyrannosaurus caught up with you. Let's fly back in time, millions of years ago, and watch a Tyrannosaurus rex and other dinosaurs. Millions of years ago, before man existed, there were clouds, there were mountains, there were trees and plants, flowers and sunshine, and there also existed animals. Some of these animals were dinosaurs. Some of these dinosaurs ate plants. Some dinosaurs were friendly. Others were not so friendly. One that was not friendly was the Tyrannosaurus rex. Some movies and books are filled with mistakes about dinosaurs. Let's take a true-false test and see if we know the right answers. True or false? The first people and dinosaurs lived at the same time. Cavemen and dinosaurs often fought with each other. Answer: false. The last dinosaurs died out about 65 million years before the first people came along. No human being has ever seen a living dinosaur. True or false? All dinosaurs were very big animals. Answer: false. The biggest dinosaurs were more than 80 feet long, but there were some smaller dinosaurs too, about the size of a duck. True or false? All dinosaurs had very small brains and were probably very stupid. False. Many dinosaurs did have small brains, but some had brains that were rather large. Scientists have found this out by measuring the areas in the dinosaur skulls that would have held the brains.
If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out of the old ball game.
Everybody sing!
Make me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root, root, root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out of the old ball game.
All right, enough silliness. Let's get back to dinosaurs. You know that scientists keep finding new bones and skeletons of Tyrannosaurus rex and other dinosaurs. They started a long time ago and are still conducting digs today. Let's look at these archaeologists and how they find bones in the rocks and how they dig them out. This process is called restoration. The restoration of all dinosaurs begins when scientists find dinosaur bones buried in the ground. These fossil bones have been lying in the ground for millions of years, and they are often very fragile. The scientists must take great care digging them out. After they dig up the bones, the scientists then send them to a museum to be studied. The bones are covered with strong plaster jackets to make sure they aren't harmed during the shipping. Strips of cloth are dipped into plaster and wrapped around each bone. When the plaster dries, it forms a very hard shell. At the museum, the bones are removed from the plaster jackets and carefully repaired. Dinosaurs went down to the rivers to drink, and sometimes they died there. Scientists today go down to the rivers to find bones from the dinosaurs, and sometimes they find the footprints from the dinosaurs. Sometimes other kinds of fossils are found near the bones of dinosaurs. These may include the remains of plants and other kinds of animals. By studying these fossils, scientists can tell something about the world in which the dinosaur lived. The fossils that were found with Tyrannosaurus rex tells us that this dinosaur probably lived at the edge of a forest. The trees in the forest look very much like the trees living today. It takes many skilled workers to put together a dinosaur skeleton. There are hundreds of bones in a skeleton, and each one must be attached in the right place. There are a lot of theories about how the dinosaur disappeared from the face of the earth and became extinct. One was that the earth got hot or too cold. Another theory was that the mountains rose up and the plants disappeared, so the plant-eating dinosaurs starved to death, and when they were gone, the meat-eating dinosaurs like the Tyrannosaurus rex didn't have any food, so they eventually starved to death as well. Another theory was that a giant comet hit the earth. No one is really sure how they disappeared, but we know one thing for sure. The dinosaurs were the most amazing animals, and they were dominant for about 160 million years. Well, kids, I've got to fly off now. I hope you learned a little bit about the Tyrannosaurus rex and the dinosaurs, and I hope you had a good time. And remember, keep on learning. Knowledge is power.